Hello, my name is Chantal Helm from the Cambridge University Botanic Garden. I'm back this week to talk to you a little bit more about wildlife-friendly gardening. So, why do you garden for wildlife? For me, it's about that wonderful feeling of seeing all the different species coming to my garden.
But did you know that if you share those wildlife sightings with scientists, you could be contributing to a national or international wildlife project trying to understand what is happening to our biodiversity. And through that process, you could become a citizen scientist.
Today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it means to be a citizen scientist and how easy it is to become one. Welcome to this week's Gardening Club. So recently, the news reported that one resident in Cambridge has recorded 573 different species of wildlife in his inner city ordinary garden. I thought that's quite amazing. So I wondered how many species actually were coming to my garden, and I decided to start finding out. So to record the wildlife in my garden, my approach was to run around the garden with my camera and to photograph everything I could spot. And then, once I've got photographs of everything, I would then go to the ID books to try and see if I could identify what I've got. So, in my endeavours to photograph all the wildlife in my garden, so far I've spotted a whole number of different bumblebees, at least 4 different species that I can tell, a whole lot of different solitary bees. I've done moth trapping, I've spotted about 100 moth species in the garden, and these are all my guides. So, and also hoverflies, there's a whole ton of hoverflies, hundreds and hundreds of species of hoverflies, day-flying moths, and spiders, and then wonderful dragonfly. At least 5 species of different dragonfly already spotted in my garden. Because there are so many species in some of the insect groups, it can be quite daunting a task to learn to identify some species, particularly things like moths and hoverflies. So for those you can't identify, the quick and easiest thing to do is get a nice photo from as many angles as you can, and there are some wonderful places to submit those photographs to. So one place I would suggest is iSpot. That is an online community, and expert will help you identify them. And once you've identified them, you can then submit that record with a photograph to a local recording scheme. If you want to become a citizen scientist, it's that simple. Spot the wildlife in your garden, take a photograph, try and identify, submit your record. Now that I'm a fully fledged citizen scientist, or almost, the next question I had in my mind was, which of the flowers that I've planted in my garden are attracting the most pollinators? Well, and what do you know? Some researchers are actually interested in exactly that. There are a number of citizen science projects that are looking at different species of flower and asking citizen scientists to measure which pollinators are coming to visit which flowers. So I can get involved in scientific research without being a professional researcher. So I'm going to tell you about just one citizen science project looking at which flowers are favoured by pollinators. That's called Blooms for Bees. Now, Blooms for Bees requires you to watch a flower of your choice in your garden for 5 minutes. And it aims to have a look at which flowers in people's gardens are bumblebees' favourite flowers. So if you sit down and you download the app from the Blooms for Bees website, and you can then get an ID guide on how to identify the bumblebees, and over that 5-minute period all you have to do is record which species of bumblebees come and visit your flower that you've chosen and how many individuals have come. So while watching my hyssop for 5 minutes, I have had a white-tailed bumblebee, a common carder bee, visiting my hyssop flower that I've decided to watch over the 5 minutes. I've also had this one, which I'm going to have to go back to the ID books to identify. And then once I've done all that, I will submit the photographs I've taken with the online app for my survey. I can then repeat that as many times as I like on as many different flowers as I like. So finally, to round up, spotting the wildlife in your garden is a wonderful activity. Now consider sharing your wildlife sightings with scientists by going on a photographic safari in your garden and photographing all those different species making your garden their home and sending in those records to a local recording scheme. You can visit our website for further inspiration, where we've listed a whole host of different citizen science projects that you could get involved with. Also, we will be hosting an adult course in July, which will allow you to take your recording efforts further. So have a look at that on our website too. Happy wildlife gardening and have a wonderful weekend. Goodbye.